What's up everybody, Caesar Madrazo here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Outcast. This is Chapter 2, just picking up right where we left off. So far, it's basically just seemed like the original DDLC with a little bit of extra stuff thrown in, kind of just setting the premise. But, let's see what happens today. So, let's dive right in. The school day ends as usual. Time for the club. I walk out of class and make my way to the club, crossing my fingers that poem sharing goes well. I open the clubroom door and enter. Hi again, Caesar. Glad to see you back here again. Thanks for not running away on us. Ha ha ha. I laugh with Monica. Ha, no, I wouldn't do that. Like I said yesterday, I try to keep my promises. Good. I think you're really gonna like it here. As club president, it's a privilege of mine to make it enjoyable for everyone. Just let me know if you need anything. Thanks, Monica. I'll keep that in mind. Monica heads back to her desk. I notice that everyone else is here and already engaged in their respective activities. Yuri notices that I'm here and walks up to me. Hello, Caesar. I hope this isn't too overwhelming for you. You're not as accustomed to literature, but you came regardless. That's truly commendable of you. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get used to it soon. Don't worry, Caesar, I know you will. After all, you always give your best effort. You even help me with busy work without me asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Aw, you don't have to feel that way, Yuri. You and Caesar can become good friends too. Yuri averts her gaze. Sayori. Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. And again, just like the original, I have to ask, how is that a weird situation? She's just saying, hey, you know, you two could become good friends too. Yuri glances at me. I feel just as uncomfortable as her now. Oh, Caesar, Yuri brought you something. Really? You brought something for me? Okay, so this is about the book, so let's go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. Don't be shy, Yuri, it's really nothing. Not a big deal, just asking. Don't worry about it, I wasn't expecting. Is that so? Just one moment. Alright, picked out a book. Discuss it. How is Yuri being so cute? Thank you, I'll definitely read this. That's a relief. You can read it at your own pace. Alright, I expected Monica to kick off some activities. They're having a chat in the corner. Okay, so just like the original. Time passes by and Monica has not said a word. This might give me a chance to talk to Yuri. I slowly turn my head around in my desk to locate where Yuri's at. She's sitting at a desk in the corner of the classroom. I hope I don't distract her from reading. As I approach Yuri, I notice an intense reading expression on her face. It's almost as if she's completely forgotten about the world around her. She did mention that she likes reading stories that take her to another place. Hi. Yuri suddenly jolted back into reality. Oh, hey, Caesar. You gave me a fright. I promise I'm not doing it on purpose. I don't blame you for it. I guess I'm just a little jumpy. You're fine. So, what are you reading? I'm just reading the same book I gave you. That way I can stay up to date with what we discuss. Oh, I see. You have an extra copy of the same book? Well, technically, I gave you my copy and then I borrowed another one from the library. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm surprised that Yuri trusted me with her own copy, especially after I just met her. That's very kind of her to do. In that case, I'll make sure to treat it with more care than I did before. If you don't mind me asking, what's the book mostly about? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans the back of it. The book is titled When I'm Long Gone. So alright, not Portrait of Markov this time. The book is a light shade of blue and has very intricate font. I can't make out the cover very well, but from what I see, there's a silhouette of a girl on the front. The girl is standing in front of a sunset on top of a hill. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally spoil anything. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who lives with her parents. Her life was as normal as any other, but she contracts a fatal disease. She only has so long to live and tries to make every day she has left count. The girl eventually meets this boy who she falls in love with. However, due to her illness, she's confronted with the issue of telling him how she feels before it's too late. Oh, that's a little sad, isn't it? Yeah. I thought the story would be more lighthearted and nice, so that came from nowhere. Hoo. Yuri giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Caesar? Romance novels? Oh, no, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems completely different. I just really enjoy these kinds of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a new perspective. When horrible things start to unfold, you only have so much time left to express how you truly feel about someone. Well, if horrible things start to unfold that, or when horrible things start to unfold that could cause you to die, then yes, but horrible things starting to unfold isn't necessarily going to mean that you only have so much time to tell somebody something. It makes you value life more. I'm rambling, aren't I? No, you're not. You said 2 sentences. Not again. I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize, Yuri. Believe me, I haven't lost interest. Even if it's not my preference when it comes to reading, I always like being challenged. So I'm sure that I'll enjoy it regardless. Well, alright then. I should inform you that I have this problem, though. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I tend to forget to pay attention to other people. So please stop me if I start speaking too much. I would hate for you to feel left out because I was going on about my interests. I really don't think you need to worry, Yuri. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen, right? That's true. In that case, would you like to read together? You don't have to if you don't want to. I don't mind. Let me get my copy. I walk back over to my desk and grab my copy. Then, I sit next to her. Is it okay if I sit here? Sure, go ahead. Are you okay, Yuri? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm fine, it's just... Sorry, it's not that I don't want you to. I'm just not used to this. Reading in company, that is. I understand. Just let me know if I end up distracting you, okay? Okay. Yuri and I continue reading. As I'm reading, I see Yuri occasionally peeping over at my book instead of hers. Is she trying to figure out where I'm at? Sorry, I guess I'm a little distracted today. Yuri, you seem to apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I'm sorry. Here, would this help? I slide my desk up until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book between the two of us. I suppose so. Yuri closes her own copy and puts it away. We each lean in a little bit, our shoulders almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way. I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Now when I turn a page, it slides under Yuri's thumbs and flips over to her side. Wait a second, I just realized something. We're huddled even closer than before. It's a bit distracting. I can almost feel the warmth of Yuri's face. Not just that, but she's in the corner of my vision. I have to focus. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay, Caesar. You're not used to reading. I don't mind waiting for you to catch up. It's the least I can do. After all, you've been very patient with me. I feel as though I should return the favor. Yeah, thanks. We continue the next few chapters in silence. The book isn't half bad. Every chapter gets more and more interesting than the previous one. They're reading multiple chapters? Wow. So every chapter gets even more interesting than the previous one. That implies that they've read at least 3 chapters. Which, man, I guess either they're reading really fast or the literature club just takes an extra amount of time in this mod. I almost feel like I've been missing out. It's not that I don't enjoy romance stories, I just don't often read them. I never really enjoyed reading because we were always forced to read boring material in our classes. Yuri might have convinced me otherwise. As I'm reading, I'm noticing a pattern in the story. It's in the protagonist herself. Hey, Yuri. This might sound a bit silly, but the main character kind of reminds me of you. Oh, you think so? How does she? Well, I just noticed that she second-guesses a lot of the things that she says and does. It's almost like she's afraid she'll do something wrong or hurt someone's feelings. They're just kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Caesar, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Well, wait! I didn't mean to say it like it was a bad thing. I'm really sorry if you took it that way, Yuri. I didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess what I meant to say is that it's kinda cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. Let's go ahead and share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Are you alright, Yuri? You seem a bit down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. Oh no, it's not that. It's fine. I'm ready to share. Alright, just making sure. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I can do some more reading tonight, unless you prefer I read with you. I guess I don't have much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight then. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a little bit. That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the next 2 chapters. Alright, I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back into my bag. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Let's do this! Whew. I finally finished talking with everyone about my poem. I glance around the room. It was a little more stressful than I anticipated, but I finished sharing nonetheless. Even though my poem writing isn't up to par, I can safely say that everyone seemed to like it, even if they're just being nice. I'll have to keep trying, though. I should get better from here on with the advice I received. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily exchanging theirs. I look over at Yuri and Natsuki. They exchange their respective poems. I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. Alright, so I think this is more stuff that we've seen in the original, so let's go ahead and skip forward a bit. She looks like she's got a fake smile. You could say it's fancy. Yours is cute. Excuse me. It's cute. Giving up. I was only trying to say something nice. It wasn't nice at all. People did like my poem, Sayori, and so did Caesar. I'm not changing my style. Alright, now the argument. Maybe you're just jealous. No, if I was full of myself. Overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Okay. Boobs comment. I don't like fighting. Caesar, she's trying to make me look bad. She started it. Yada yada yada. Help me explain that. Wait, there's a reason we have so many words in our language. Da 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 da. How did I get dragged into this? Diffuse the situation, stay quiet, or ask for help. Ooh. Okay, so in this situation where two girls that I don't know very well are fighting, I would probably stay quiet. If I was good friends with both of them, then I would try to diffuse the situation. So, I think I'm just gonna stay quiet here. I decided to just stay quiet. Well, whose side are you on? This isn't working. I can't stay quiet forever. Before I can say anything, you're in silence. Natsuki, let's stop. We're making Caesar and the others uncomfortable. We? What do you mean, we? No, Yuri, you're the one making him uncomfortable. If you hadn't been so obnoxious with your symbolism, this conflict wouldn't have happened. You just couldn't resist, huh? You try to come off as being smart. In the end, you just end up being even more egotistical than before. Okay, so, I feel like the general direction that this is going in is that Natsuki is going to be, the antagonist of the story. Because it's called Doki Doki Outcast, and it's about Yuri, and Natsuki is just berating her even further, even though Yuri said, hey, let's stop fighting. So, I'm guessing Natsuki's the antagonist. No wonder why anybody can't take you seriously. You're just a pretentious know-it-all. Nothing less. Natsuki! Alright, Monica steps in. There's nothing but silence between all of us. Everyone is shocked. And, alright, now Yuri starts crying. Yuri, wait! Yuri storms out of the classroom covering her face. Everyone's eyes land on Natsuki. Natsuki, is that any way to treat a fellow club member? Not just a member, but your friend? Okay, so, well, there's a little bit of inaccuracy here. From what I understand, in the original DDLC, the four girls, they weren't really friends. They were club members, and I believe the club was fairly new, so these girls sort of like just met each other. Like, Monica and Sayori, I think they had just asked Yuri and Natsuki to join the club just a few days prior, before MC shows up. So, I don't know if you could really say that they're friends at this point. And the other inaccuracy that I would point out here is that Monica says in the original DDLC that she's not really one to, put her foot down and, stand up to people. So for her to, all of a sudden start scolding Natsuki for what she did, even though what Natsuki did was very wrong, and also I think kind of uncharacteristic of Natsuki, because I think that the only reason Natsuki would get angry in this situation at Yuri in the first place is because Yuri was trying to, or it was very subtly, insulting her style of poetry. So I feel like if Yuri said, hey, let's stop, and she even said, we're making Caesar uncomfortable. She didn't say, you're making Caesar uncomfortable. I feel like in that scenario, Natsuki wouldn't have kept going. I feel like she would have stopped along with Yuri and said, okay, fine. But, I don't know. Anyway. Oh, come on, Monica. It wasn't my fault. Well, again, I feel like not very characteristic. I feel like Natsuki would be able to realize, what she has done to escalate the situation here. This wouldn't have happened if Yuri wasn't so stuck up. Natsuki, I don't care who started it. Yuri tried to end the conflict, but you kept going. That's a good point. She even apologized. You're taking her side? Okay, yeah, Natsuki is definitely the antagonist, and a little bit uncharacteristic. I think Natsuki would be a little bit more empathetic than this. All I was doing was just defending my writing. No, you weren't. Yuri was just trying to change. No, she wasn't. I quietly exit the room while the three girls settle their argument. This got bad so quickly. I need to find Yuri. I hope she's okay. I walk out into the corridor, and we've got sad music going on here. Where could she have gone? I start walking in a random direction, gently calling out to Yuri. Yuri? Yuri, where are you? There's no response. I keep walking down the corridor. As I'm about to turn the corner, I see Yuri in my side view. She's sitting on a bench, hunched over, her hands covering her face. I notice that her poem is on the ground. It's crumpled up into a ball. She must have done it out of embarrassment. I pick it up and gently open it. I don't know how to approach a situation like this. I've never dealt with a girl crying before. It's never an easy thing to deal with. Hey. Yuri looks at me, tears streaming down her face. She tries to say something, but words don't come out. It must be difficult for her. Oh. Hi, Caesar. Are you okay, Yuri? Are you okay? She's crying. What do you mean, are you okay? Yuri shakes her head. There's silence for a moment. Natsuki's right, isn't she? Hmm? She's right about my poetry, isn't she? Maybe it's not as great as I once thought. Also a little uncharacteristic of Yuri here. Although, I mean, it's called Doki Doki Outcast, so I guess they had to change their personalities a little bit. Like, you know, Natsuki, I guess they had to make her more of a bully, and they had to make Yuri less secure about her own writing in order for the story to make sense. But yeah, in the original, and actually even in this mod a few moments ago, we saw Yuri defending her writing, saying, I'm not changing my style unless I see something that I think is really inspiring. So she was showing some confidence in her own writing in that statement. But I guess, okay, we'll keep going. No, Yuri, your poetry isn't bad at all. I don't even think Natsuki meant what she said. And I'm sure you didn't mean the things you said either. We were all under a little pressure today, so some of us might have been a little more critical than normal. I think you're great at poetry, Yuri. You don't have to try to cheer me up, Caesar. I know that it's not great. No, I'm serious. Really? Of course. You have a talent for writing, Yuri. You have a unique writing style. One that I don't see very often. You even influenced my writing. I did? Yeah, it wouldn't have turned out as great if it weren't for you. I was also thinking back to when we were reading today. I didn't enjoy reading that much. Until you came along. This is a girl that you met just yesterday. I feel like you're coming on a little too strong here, man. I always felt that what we read in class was so lackluster and monotonous. I agree, it wasn't that the most enjoyable material. But it was you, Yuri, who helped change my mind. This is not something that you say to a girl that you met yesterday. You've taught me so much about literature, and it's only been my second day. I still have a lot to learn, but you are one of the reasons I want to keep learning. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yuri looks at me again. Do you really mean that, Caesar? I couldn't be more certain. Yuri wipes away her tears. She smiles. Wow, I'd never imagined that my writing could influence someone. It's very flattering. Here, I hand Yuri back her poem. Keep this. Don't think anything less of it. You should be proud. Yuri takes the poem from my hands. Thank you, Caesar. That means a lot. You're welcome. We both are silent. I think I did okay, but we're not finished. Maybe we should head back to the club. We can talk with everyone else and settle this. I agree. Yuri gets up from the bench, and we walk back to the classroom. We reach the classroom and enter. As we enter, the rest of the girls are standing there waiting for us. Hey, guys. Yuri, are you alright? I am, thank you. Good. Natsuki? Natsuki looks over at Monika. Is there something you'd like to tell Yuri? She takes a deep breath. Yuri, Natsuki struggles to form her sentence. I wanted to say that I'm sorry for what I said. I didn't really mean it. Your poetry is actually pretty good. I just took your criticism the wrong way, and I shouldn't have said those things. Even if it's not my favorite writing style, symbolism can be effective at grabbing the reader's attention, and I think you excel at that. I accept your apology, Natsuki, and I'm sorry that I didn't accurately describe your poem. I really wasn't trying to be hurtful. I think your writing is very effective, even if it's simple. No one achieves it as well as you do. Thanks. Are we still friends, Yuri? Yuri approaches Natsuki and hugs her. Still friends. Aww. Well, I can say that was a successful meeting. Monica walks over to me and whispers into my ear, "Thanks for talking to Yuri, Caesar. You did good." Monica smiles at me. It's the least I can do. We're a club, after all. That could have gone a lot worse. I'm glad that Yuri and Natsuki settled their differences. We all continue chatting until the club finally ends. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. I think poem sharing went very well. It did? No, there was an argument that came out as a result of this. One of your club members ran out of the room crying. You had to scold another one of your club members. I don't think poetry sharing went very well at all. With that being said, I'd like to do the same thing for tomorrow. Yes, excellent idea, Monica. Let's do the same thing that caused a pretty serious argument to break out and two of your club members to pretty much be at each other's throats. Maybe you learned something from everyone here, too, so your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. This means I can at least do a better job at improving my writing. I nod to myself with satisfaction. Caesar, I don't have to stay behind today. Do you want to walk home together? Of course. Let's go. Hehe. Sayori beams at me. It's been a while since Sayori and I have walked home together. She would normally stay behind for clubs. It's never been a better time to start walking with her again. Hey Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, the arguing between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that happen often? No, not at all. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. They have minor disagreements here and there, but nothing like what we witnessed earlier. I promise, they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I was just curious, that's all. They seem like good people. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew, that's a relief. I think everyone really likes you. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I would be lying if I said that I wasn't enjoying myself, though. That's great to hear. This is why you're so kind, Caesar. You gave the club a chance, even though you were unsure about literature. You're the best. I feel like I'm blushing. Thanks, Sayori. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Yep, see you tomorrow, Caesar. Sayori heads home. I walk to my front porch and open the door. I enter my house and go into the kitchen. I'm not too hungry, so I make a quick snack consisting of a glass of water and an apple. After I finish my snack, I head upstairs to my bedroom. Feeling inspired, I sit at my desk and start writing a poem for the next day. I learned a lot from reading everyone's poems, so hopefully the next one I write will turn out better. It took me less time to think of something to write this time. Maybe I'm slowly getting better at this, who knows. I finish my poem and put it into my bag. It's still a little early for bed, so I decide to pull out the book Yuri gave me and continue reading. I honestly forgot how much fun reading was. My hobbies have pretty much always consisted of playing video games or reading manga. It's a nice change, I'd say. As I read, my mind keeps going back to the club and its members. I close my eyes and think to myself. Sayori, my best friend. She's a silly person, even a bit of an airhead. But that's what I adore about her. Natsuki, the manga-loving cute girl. She seems like she has a temper and is trying hard to impress others. But it seems like she has her heart in the right place. Not going off what we saw earlier. I mean, Natsuki ordinarily, yes, but the Natsuki we saw earlier? Nah, definitely not. Monica, the confident and popular girl. She really cares about the club and its members. Which brings me to Yuri, the shy and timid girl. She seems like such a great person despite being reserved. I enjoy spending time with Yuri and would like to know more about her. I'm dwelling on this, aren't I? I should just get some sleep. Again, that wasn't really dwelling. You only said like 4 sentences, man. That's not dwelling. That's just a little bit more than what you said about everybody else. Anyway, guys, that is Chapter 2 done. So yeah, we're getting more and more away from the original DDLC and into the unique story of the mod. There are some minor differences in the characters that I think don't quite line up with the original DDLC, but I mean, I think every mod maker, including me, is guilty of that. So I'm not really going to judge too harshly for that. I am enjoying the mod so far, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. One last thing before I go, man, we are less than 10 subscribers away from 2,000. So the 2,000 subscriber Q&A special is coming up, guys. So once again, thank you to all of the newcomers. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for your views. You guys are awesome. And with that said, that's the video, guys. Until next time, I'm Cesar Madrazo, and I am out.